And as we do all meetings, we will start with an invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Chuck, Cheryl, with St. Paul's Church.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the gift of government. We pray that they would make good decisions today that would bring honor and glory to you. We pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you. Let me ask Constable Robert Lopez and then Constable Cesar Diaz to lead us in the pledges, please, to the U.S. and the Texas flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor
the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, under God, one and indivisible.
I would just kind of follow your lead. Thank you. Public comments. Sergio Tito Lopez.
Judge, I don't know, Honorable Judge, I don't know if I could wait until item number 20 and maybe speak about that at that time, because people might forget and stuff like that.
We can
Is that
do
right?
that. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
That's fine.
Commissioner.
Do you also, another Mr. Lopez? You want to wait until item 20? Federico Rendon, item 20? Juan Turribiates, item 20 also? Okay. Consent items. Any member of the court wish to take any item under consent or travel to discuss separately? If not, do I hear a motion to approve consent items 2 through 8 and travel items 9A through 9G?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Gatsa, second by Commissioner Tamayo. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Items for discussion and action. Budget amendments, line item transfers. I'm sorry, hold on. Let me take a few items out of order before we go into executive session. Item 16, consideration approval for change of police vehicle emblems and striping for all constable police units. Constable Lopez.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners. We had 3 other constables here. We meet occasionally every other month, and we came with the idea of trying to change the emblems of the constables' units. We've had the same emblem probably for at least 11, maybe going on 12 years now. And we came up with the design that we wanted to go to, and I included a copy of the design in your package. That design will cost us the same that we're spending for the markings of the vehicle at this time. It's between $250 to $275 a unit. I spoke to Lee with the vehicle maintenance, and he checked on some prices, and we came up with it's almost identical to what we're spending now. It's just a matter of taking the old stripings off and including the new design. Now, something that you did not get, let me just pass this around real quick.
Thank you.
In the back, we're seeing constable, which presently it has. We want to put county police in the trunk area. Instead of constable, put county police in that area. And that also is included in the price that it would cost. We got the idea from several other counties that are presently using this during our civil process schools, and that's how we came up with a different look, a different design. We're just trying to ask for your support on doing the change. Vehicle maintenance, I know that they're tied up and they have a lot of work, but they have agreed to help us some on using a heat gun to remove the stripes. Lee has told me that it takes some time, but it can be done. It can take off, and if worst push comes to shove, I talked to Sheriff Lucio also, and he agreed that he would let us, borrow some of the inmates and maybe would help us take some of the units. And we're hoping we can do this, by the end of the year, maybe the beginning of January, and maybe have all the units in place by then, if y'all will approve this.
My only question is that about putting, I think the logos look fine, I think they look really nice. Is there a consensus among all the constables to do this?
Yes.
So they're all gonna be uniform,
President
basically?
is, Constable Gonzalez and Constable Robles, I believe, and Saul Ochoa, they're not here, but I did speak to them. We emailed back and forth.
And they're okay with this?
They're all okay with it.
Okay. My only, I guess, question is regarding the county police. Have you run that by maybe our legal or somebody? See, I don't know if that says something different that we may not want it to say. I don't know.
Yes.
I've never seen that.
And I've always been prepared, sir, because I know you would ask that. And I did ask legal, and they say as long as we have Cameron County identifying the county, the county police would be no problem. Now, Commissioners, bear in mind, if you do not want the county police and you'll approve the other design, we can go with that too. I'm sure the constables here will not have no regret or anything on that. If you don't like the county police, I understand that.
What is the idea behind county police?
It's policing that we do out in the rural area, and it's really a county area, rural area. So it's a new logo that some constables are using throughout the state, and that's where we got the idea. And all these ideas were actually in place in other counties, and we're just utilizing them in our county if it would be approved.
I don't have any problem with your initial design. The county police gives a different message that you're countywide, but basically you, even though I know you do have jurisdiction countywide, but you pretty much stick to your own boundaries. I don't know how you all feel.
I would rather see constable like
And the
precinct
precinct.
6 or,
Okay.
Yeah.
instead of county police.
And maybe write out, instead of abbreviating the precinct, just write out precinct.
We can probably leave it the way it is now. It's just got constable in the back. And
As you have it at the present time.
right, the way it is right now. We can leave the constable there.
Why would you
And no
not want to
county
identify the precinct number on the back? Can you do that?
We can do it. Yeah, we have it
I
on
think
the,
that would be good.
it's on the fender, but we can add it on the back also.
Can you do that? Why don't we, that's okay?
That would be
Is that
good.
okay?
Yeah, that would be additional.
Yeah.
And you have the funding?
I asked Lee about funding. We always thought that there's funding somewhere where, when the new vehicles come in, the striping is included, but they actually take it out of our own budget.
Oh, your budget.
Our equipment maintenance
Oh, I
budget, and that's what we'll be utilizing.
And you're willing to use that for that purpose?
At this time, if the court allows us, yes.
Judge, I'll make a motion that...
These are going to be uniform throughout the county on the
Yes.
constable's vehicles, and colors and things are going to be uniform. Since y'all meet and talk a couple times a month together, have you thought about the idea of making your uniforms uniform?
Yes.
Just a thought. I won't go any further than that. A thought.
Commissioner, we have, and we meet, like I say, every 2 months, and we brought up the idea, but, every constable is elected, and they kind of,
I understand.
and that part of it, they kind of like their own colors, and I don't touch that.
Navy blue may not look good on you, but it looks good on Constable Gomez.
I'm a little gordito, maybe dark colors for me,
Dark colors make you look smaller.
All right.
Judge,
I have a motion by Commissioner Tamayo
With a change?
with the change of, instead of county police, adding precinct and then the number.
Whatever precinct it is.
And I had a second by Commissioner Benavides. Any further
I do
discussion?
have just one comment. Even on the, I would like to encourage you, maybe not, the uniforms, but decals that you use in your doors to identify your offices. If it were uniform countywide, I know Marcelino would probably appreciate that, because every time, there's a move or a new decal order, it becomes like, okay, is it this, is it that? This is what we used to have. So I would encourage you to hopefully adopt a uniform decal that you could put on your, identifying all the constables,
Not a problem. Anybody want to add anything? We can
As
address
a
that.
group, you bring it to us, and then
Yeah.
we'll approve it that way. It's the same for everyone. Okay?
Well, do you want to make that as part of your motion, even though it's not on the agenda, or you want to bring it back to talk about that? Why don't y'all talk about it, okay? Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries.
Thank you,
Another
Judge.
item, thank you.
Thank you.
Another item to move up is item 25, consideration authorization to approve the DA's office application to the Governor's Office Criminal Justice Division for Justice Assistance Grant Funds to continue funding the Cameron County Special Operations Group. Do I hear a motion to approve? So moved. Moved by Commissioner Gatsa. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Benavides. All those in favor signify by, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Thank you. Thank you. The last item to move up, item 27, discussion and possible action regarding the repairs to the Carrizales Rucker facility or the construction of additional beds.
Judge and Commissioners, as you all know, our plan a month ago was to repair the Carrizales Rucker facility. We brought a scope and a fee that had been negotiated with a consultant to move forward with the repairs to the Carrizales Rucker facility. However, after a meeting with the Texas Commission on Jail Standards, we would like to change our recommendation to the Commissioner's Court. At the meeting that we had with the Texas Commission on Jail Standards, where I was present, member of my construction management division was present, Sheriff was present along with some of the staffers, and our consultant from Maguire Corporation were present. The jail commission was represented by the executive director and two of the inspectors. At that meeting, we were notified that significantly more wall reinforcement would be required to walls other than just the perimeter walls. Up until that point, we had been under the understanding that the jail commission would approve a plan where we would reinforce the perimeter walls, and they would be willing to approve that. Well, at that meeting, we were told differently. Their position on that is that unless we'd reinforce, additional walls, that they will not classify the facility as a maximum security facility. That was the first time that any county representative, including myself or the sheriff or our consultants, were advised by the jail commission that they had added that additional scope and that additional requirement to us. The cost of the wall reinforcing, additional walls moved the repairs beyond our existing budget. And so we would like to offer a new recommendation to Commissioner's Court, and that recommendation is to construct a new facility adjacent to the existing facility that will provide X number of beds based on our budget. This facility would be utilized, the new facility that we would build, the new beds that we would build would utilize the existing booking area, the commissary area, and the medical support areas. So those costs would not have to be incorporated into any additional beds that are constructed. The facility would be constructed to meet the Texas Commission on Jail Standards. The new beds would be classified as a maximum security facility. When the new beds are constructed, inmates could be moved into that new facility, and we could begin to correct some of the repairs that are needed in the existing facility. The corrections to the existing facility or the repairs might include repairing the roof on the entire facility, or replacing the ceiling in the different pods, and correct some of the problems that we have with air infiltration. This would limit or mitigate any future damage or deterioration to the existing facility. Sheriff and I have run this by the executive director and the inspectors for the jail commission, and they are fine with the plan. So the court would like to proceed and move forward in building additional beds and doing some repairs that are needed at the existing facility. I would need authority to negotiate a new scope and a new fee with Aguirre Corporation. That scope will include as many beds and the repairs as the budget would allow. We're working within a budget, And so we would have to sit down and negotiate a scope that would maximize the number of beds that we would construct. Keep in mind that if we
Pete,
build...
let me interrupt you just a second. You know, you went through a lot very quickly, and I want to just make sure that I understand. When the proposed fix was being worked on with Aguirre Corporation for bringing the existing facility to maximum security compliance, at any time, did they tell us about the added requirements that we would have?
No, like I said, nobody,
know
up until
about-
that meeting, nobody knew. You know, the county didn't know, sheriff didn't know, the consultants didn't know. We were under the understanding
But you
that...
would imagine that the consultants would know what the requirements for maximum security are.
We did, and we actually, when we were going through the legal proceedings, we had a schematic that the Texas Commission on Jail Standards had looked at, and we were under the understanding that they had bought off on that plan. However, at that meeting, they changed their position, and they brought forth the requirement that additional walls had to be reinforced other than just the perimeter walls that we had been working on.
How much of the work that has been done already by the folks doing the remedy?
There was very limited work, just enough work to get us to the meeting with the Commission on Jail
Okay,
Standards.
so we didn't expend a bunch of money?
No, just, just the very minimum just to get us to that meeting.
Okay.
But at that meeting, we tried every single angle to go back to the position that they had before on allowing us to fix the perimeter walls and reinforce those walls, and they would not budge, they would not change their position. That's even after the meeting, I believe the sheriff tried contacting the Commission on Jail Standards, and, they just would not change their position.
So the work that was done, let me just clarify that, was in order to get to that meeting?
Right, just schematics that we needed for the meeting to be able to show the Commission on Jail Standards what our intentions, what our plan for the repairs were going to be.
Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I needed to.
Sure. And the sheriff is here. I don't know if he wants to add anything else, but that's pretty much where we're at right now. Again, we do not believe that it's feasible from a cost-benefit perspective to move forward with the repairs and reinforce any additional walls other than just the perimeter walls.
Not only is that not feasible, but also we have a capacity problem where we need additional beds. And this would also serve to accommodate some of that.
Yeah, this would allow us to have, a maximum security facility for X number of beds, and then we could continue to utilize the existing facility as a minimum security facility.
And you say you'll stay within budget?
Yes, whatever scope we negotiate and fee, we've got to work within our existing budget.
And at this time, you don't have an idea how many beds?
I was going to say that in meeting the requirements for the Texas Commission on Jail Standards, 10% of the beds have to be isolated. The cost of an isolated bed is $100,000, as opposed to the cost of a regular bed being about $40,000. So based on our budget, if we were going to budget some amount for repairs to the existing facility, for example, the roof, the aerial infiltration, I would venture to say that we could probably construct 250 beds, which would include the 25 isolated cells and the 225 regular beds. But that's just, rough estimate. But we'd have to sit down with the consultant and negotiate that.
Good evening, Commissioners. Judge, if you have any questions, I'd like to answer any questions that you may have, but I think Pete did a great job as far as that goes. One of the things that you need to be aware that previously, when we went out there, we wanted to secure the outside perimeter, there was a different administrator, there was a different director out there, and we were following their guidelines. They have changed since then, this new director. That's what they required, and it makes it, as far as we're concerned, a prohibited amount of money to be able to make it a maximum security. So we're better off with a medium security and construct additional beds that would help us on the long run as far as that goes. So this is a better plan. I think on the long run we can accomplish what we want to do, and we'll be better off on the long run. The only thing that we really need to repair is take a look at the roof, see what it's going to entail to get it up to standard, and also there's some damage to inside of the, because of the, sometimes you have some water problems. There's sometimes to the Celotex that's inside that needs to be replaced. Not all of them, but some of them have to be replaced.
Okay, do I hear a motion to authorize Mr. Sepulveda to negotiate a new and improved scope with, is it Aguirre?
Yes.
Aguirre and Company regarding the Carrizales Record Facility?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Tamayo, second by Commissioner Benavides. Any further discussion?
Yes, sir. We just need to make sure that what is negotiated is going to be within, of course, the budget, and that we don't end up with any more of these surprises where all of a sudden the rules change again. You know, to
Well, we
work
can't-
with the Jail Standards Commission and make sure that, you know, we're all on the same page as we're going along in the development phase.
As I said, about 2 weeks ago, I think the sheriff and I met with the Commission on Jail Standards, and, you know, we could go up to Austin again and meet with them just to ensure,
Well, make sure.
but we've run the plan through them. We are looking, probably about a 5-6 month design phase. And I think we'd like to continue to recommend to the court that we utilize the contract at-risk manager for this project, just like we were going to utilize for the repair project. That's something that we can come back to the court at a later date.
And as I'm sure you will, Sheriff, and we've discussed this over and over again, and I know that you have someone new that you're dealing with and so on, I mean, get everything in writing.
Well, we normally do, and whenever we have the plans, we usually, when we take Commission Jail Standards, they're the ones that give the final approval, Commissioner, you're right. And we don't do anything without their final consent as far as that goes. It's just one of the requirements. But unfortunately, they did change their mind, and there was nothing we could do. If we were to go reinforce every wall inside there, you're talking about 60, 70 walls, and that's very costly. So we fear that it's going to run from what we have, what we have allocated right now. It would double that, so it's best that we go this other route, the way we were explaining it to you a few minutes ago. I think we come up with 250, 300 beds.
Thank you.
Pete, how much money is left?
I believe the budget we're working with is about $14.5 million.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Tamayo, second by Commissioner Garza. To discuss three items.
Judge, could you also include the supplemental executive session in that one?
Yeah, let me have a copy. I didn't get it. Item A, deliberation regarding real property concerning acquisition of parcel 28 for right-of-way of FM 732 pursuant to Code Section 551.072. Item B, evaluation of the Cameron County Administrator pursuant to VTCA Code Section 551.074A1. Item C, confer with Commissioners Court Legal Counsel concerning Cameron County versus BFI Waste Collection and others, cause number 2005-07-3905-A, BFI Waste Services of Texas LP and Waste Management of Texas Inc. versus County of Cameron and the 13th Court of Appeals, Corpus Christi, Texas, cause number 13-06-623-CV and BFI Waste Services of Texas LP versus County of Cameron and Red River Service Corporation of Texas, Inc., case number B-05-279, for discussion on status of case and possible settlement pursuant to Code Section 551.071(1)A and B. Confer with Commissioners Court Legal Counsel concerning outstanding invoices from indigent care providers on a matter in which the duty of the attorney to the governmental body under the Texas Disciplinary Rules of Professional Conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflicts with this chapter pursuant to VTCA Government Code Section 551.0712. Before we leave, would everybody just rise and just recognize a moment of silence, today being Patriot Day, in recognition of those folks that lost their lives during September the 11th, 2001. Thank you. Second by Commissioner Wood. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Where's the supplemental? Item A, on the supplemental, confer with Commissioners Court Legal Counsel concerning outstanding invoices from indigent care providers. Do I hear a motion to acknowledge report of our legal department?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Wood. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Benavides. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Deliberation regarding real property concerning acquisition of parcel 28 for the right-of-way of FM 732. Do I hear a motion to acknowledge the acceptance of $13,697 for that right-of-way? Moved by Commissioner Gatsa, second by Commissioner Tamayo. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item B, evaluation of the Cameron County Administrator pursuant to Code Section 551.074A and 1. Do I hear a motion to acknowledge a favorable evaluation of the County Administrator?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Wood, second by Commissioner Benavides. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item C, confer with Commissioners Court Legal Counsel concerning Cameron County versus BFI Waste Collection and others. Do I hear a motion to acknowledge settlement to BFI in the amount of $25,000? And that takes us out of everything, basically.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatsa, second by Commissioner Wood. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries.
Note my abstention.
Please note
That
that
item.
Commissioner Tamayo's abstention on that item. She was not in deliberations. Also, please note Commissioner Gatsa's non-deliberation on the issues regarding the outstanding invoices from the indigent care providers. Okay, item 12, budget amendments, line item transfers and/or salary schedules.
Judge and Commissioners, I passed out, it's just one sheet of 3 budget amendments. If you have any questions, I'll answer them at this time.
Any questions? Okay, moved by Commissioner Gatsa. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner Tamayo. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item 13, approval of minutes for August the 7th, August the 13th, and August the 14th.
I couldn't
Motion.
access those.
You didn't?
I could not access them.
Do I have a motion to approve or to table?
Table.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatsa to table those 3 dates, second by Commissioner Tamayo. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item 14, approval of claims. Any questions on claims?
Need to add $25,000
Add,
to the claim.
Let me hear a motion to approve the claims with the addition of the $25,000 claim payable to BFI as we discussed. Do I hear a motion for approval?
So moved.
Moved by
Did you
There
have?
was 2 others that were put up there, I believe.
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion on those as well?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Gatsa. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner Benavides. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item 15.
Note my abstention on number 0018739.
Item 15, consideration of acknowledgement of August 2007 County Treasurer Report to Commissioners Court, accounts held by the County Treasurer's Office.
Any questions?
Motion for approval. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Tamayo, second by Commissioner Benavides. Discussion. I have a question.
It's already been approved?
No?
Okay.
Just a motion, a second. On the pages here regarding the Texas State Bank now accounts, and I guess my question may be just a clarification. On August the 1st, 2007, there was a book balance, but I don't recall having a book balance in those banks as of
But
July.
that's just how we stated here.
It's stated from August the 1st through August the 31st. It doesn't mean the money was there exactly August the 1st.
I'm sorry?
It's for the whole month. It's from August the 1st through August the 30th. And then whatever we're adding or subtracting, adding, subtracting.
No, I don't think that's right.
Okay?
Because, and I think where those numbers belong, wouldn't they belong under the receipt section? Because if I remember right, the July.
But the money was already there. It's already been claimed as a receipt in the First National account.
Yeah, but when?
Well, whenever we received them.
Okay, but was it on July the 31st of 2007? Remember the discussion I asked, are there any monies at Texas State Bank?
But you've already acknowledged that report. I don't have that report before me, but.
Okay.
So I'm just talking to you about this.
Well, let me recommend something here. If, the only way this can be right is that if on August the 1st, those monies went in. If they went in during the month, then I would think that they would show up as receipts, and then your book balance at the end of the month is correct. What I'm saying is that the book balance as of August 1st, 2007, I think is misleading.
But these monies have already been claimed as receipts in the First National account or the previous accounts. They've already been claimed as receipts. The money was already sitting in the bank. It's just part of our balance. That's
In what
all.
bank?
It was part of the balance in First National that was being transferred now.
That's my point. If they're at First National Bank on July 31st, and they were...
Yes, but then if you add both, then if you're going to add the receipts from First National plus the receipts at Texas State, you're going to get, your numbers are going to be all skewed.
No, because you should have disbursements coming out or transfers coming out of First National Bank, going out, and then coming into the Texas State Bank. And I didn't look to see
They're minus on the other, on the First National Bank now account, the first page.
Now look, well, first of all, accounts receivable are in the auditor's office. Okay, we're just doing the bank accounts, okay?
Yeah, but,
They didn't claim,
I'm just
that's what we claim as a receivable.
I'm taking like, FD 020 on the first page.
The first page of what account?
The first page on the report. Dancy Building, 020. I see a minus 210.
Right.
210,000. And then I see a book balance at Texas State Bank of 210, right? So you just shifted it from that account to the Texas State account.
Right.
That's wrong. That's how we did it.
Look, this is the first time these reports have been done. We're making a good faith effort to do it correctly, and there may be some adjustments that need to be done, but the numbers are true to our accounts.
No, they're not right.
These are the numbers are bank. These are basically our bank statements.
David, I think what Commissioner Gatsa was trying to say is that, and correct me, David, if I'm wrong, but on the First National Bank, you show the disbursements going out.
Well, I understand that.
Okay. Well, if there's a disbursement going out in the middle of the month, you cannot have a beginning balance of that month of that 210,000, because on August the 1st, those monies, I bet you, were not at Texas.
That's right, but this is the way a statement comes from August the 1st through August the...
Okay, so you're saying that if I look at the bank statement for August the 1st, it's going to show...
No, I'm not saying that at all. This is for the whole month. That's what I'm saying.
I understand that.
If you take off the August the 1st, take off the 1st and just put August.
This form is wrong, okay?
No,
and it's
it's not.
wrong because on August the 1st, 2007, yes it is, yes sir.
Look, you're supposed to be comparing the auditor's monthly report to the court, which I don't think is being done, to this report.
Well,
that would give you the correct amount.
I am telling you that this number...
I'm doing the reports as required by the statutes now.
Well, but this report that you're doing is wrong. On August the 1st, 2007, this money...
And you're asking me about the July reports. Have you all done your part?
I'm asking you about...
No, you had asked me before. Are you have you all already done the affidavits and the publishing of those reports
Well,
for your compliance issues?
before we get to that, just answer me this. On August, what you're saying is that the book balance on August the 1st of 2007 at Texas...
That's not what I said. I'm
Well,
saying that
but
it's
that's
for
what-
the month of August. It's for the whole month of August. There's 31 days in August.
Okay, well, I can't approve this. I think the report's wrong. I think that you need to have over here, and maybe the end is the same, but I'm saying this report...
Judge, you've had this since Friday.
I'm
The other
sorry?
report you've had since the 24th. You all have not come to my office to say, hey, you know what, adjust this, change this, do this. These are the first time these reports have been done. I'm making a good faith effort. These are the numbers that we have in my office.
I'm not disputing that you're making a good faith effort. What I'm saying is that this is fundamental. This book balance of August 1st, 2007...
Okay, Judge, you know what, I would like you to come to my office and we can discuss it with my staff, and we'll work with you.
Well-
Okay? I appreciate that.
I'm just telling you that this report as
Okay, well, I'll
presented
appreciate
is not accurate.
if you come to my office and we'll discuss it.
That's fine.
Okay,
So I move-
great.
I had a motion to approve, but this, I can't support it.
Well, I'd like
But
to
you're
hear
ta-
like one thought finished out from either party, okay?
I'm trying to just ask a question.
But you're telling us that these are true figures.
Yes, ma'am. My staff, we have Dora that's been in the treasurer's and auditor's office for 30 years, 35 years probably. Okay? She prepares these reports.
I had a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye, because I don't know any better.
Any opposed, I say nay. Okay, item,
I don't know why I would not approve, because I did not hear any rationale, or why I would approve for that matter, you know, because I didn't hear rationale to substantiate.
well, the rationale
your
is
question.
that on August, if you show a disbursement going out from First National Bank, you should have the receipt coming in at Texas State Bank. And those receipts show me where the receipts are shown. And what it shows is a book balance of August the 1st of 2007 showing these amounts. But on August 1st, 2007, on that day, those amounts were not there. They went in as receipts. And all I'm saying is that the way, it's not that big a deal to fix, but as presented, this report is not
I see,
accurate.
like book balance should be 0, receipts should be 210.
That's correct.
I
That's all I'm
understand.
saying. The book values of August 1st should be 0 on all those columns, and we should show the receipts as money's coming in, just like the First National Bank ones are done correctly. Those show the money's going out. You know, you don't change the book balance as of August 1st in First National Bank to reflect the money going out already if it went out during the month.
You change it at the end.
That's right. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's simple.
I thought it was simple.
Makes sense.
All right.
Kind of like the bracket on your checkbook.
Okay,
That's what I thought. Okay.
moving along.
Item 17, consideration approval of substantial completion of the Harlingen Annex.
Judge and Commissioners, we handed out prior to the meeting a copy of the certificate of substantial completion that is being recommended and has been approved by the project architect.
Do I hear a motion to approve? Moved by
Second.
Commissioner Gatsa, second by Commissioner Tamayo. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item 18, consideration possible action to create the Cameron County Department of Administrative Services through consolidation of the following administrative programs and departments: copy center, computer center, and building maintenance.
Judge and Commissioners should have an organizational chart in your packet. It shows the three departments: building maintenance, computer center, and copy center, which would be under the Administrative Services Department and reporting directly to the director of that department.
And that director would report to county administrator.
Yes, sir.
All these are under you at this point.
That's correct.
And you're promoting somebody from within?
That is
To be
correct.
the director, so it's a budget neutral
But that's already been approved, or it's part, it will be approved in the budget.
Right.
Yes.
But that budget's already been approved.
But I'm saying that you're promoting somebody from within that's already there.
That's correct.
All right. Do I hear a motion for approval?
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatsa, second by Commissioner Benavides. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Discussion and possible item 19, discussion and possible action regarding the approval of the job description for the Director of the Administrative Services Department. Do I have any, well, you posted that. I mean, do you have anybody have any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion for approval.
Moved by Commissioner Tamayo, second by Commissioner Benavides. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item 20, discussion and possible action regarding the approval of the schedule of toll rates for the Cameron County International Bridge System.
You should have a toll schedule in your backup, and it does reflect a 50-cent decrease per truck in the toll rates that we're proposing.
In Class 2 through 6?
That's correct, yes, sir.
If we don't have an increase in truck traffic, what kind of effect will this have on income, considering that we haven't met our income this
On
year?
the county's portion, roughly about $40,000, but that's been budgeted, that's been,
Yeah, I know you budgeted it that way.
right.
Yeah.
It's about $40,000.
Okay, there's some folks here that want to address that item. Let me get a motion in a second that we can discuss it. Moved by Commissioner Gatsa, second by Commissioner Tamayo. Discussion. Okay, guys, come on up. And just identify yourselves and we'll be cool.
Honorable Judge and Commissioners, if you want, I can identify them and I can speak. We went ahead and one person can speak. Mr. Federico Rendon, Juan Turbiates, and my brother Ruben Lopez. My name is Sergio Tito Lopez. We're all in international trade commerce. We've been doing it for a while. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. When you told us that you guys would consider maybe reducing the cost of the bridge tolls, that made us think that you guys are willing or want to work with us. The reason we're here basically is because we're one of the most expensive bridges in the United States from all of the border crossings. But we want to thank you. You know, I know your budget is tough and you guys need to get money from other places, but we also have to be a competitive county. And I'm going to be honest with you, Judge and Commissioners, and you're welcome to ask me any questions. A lot of traffic that was going to Monterrey, Mexico, right now we're crossing it through the FAR International Bridge. You can verify with, we spoke to Mr. Fred Brown, and he can tell you, he asked us why has it gone up, and sincerely, you know, we pay $18.75 here, and in FAR we only pay $12. So that's a $6.75 difference. You guys got a figure of $6 or something like that, or $8? You're just mentioning the truck. You're forgetting about the trailer. If the truck doesn't have a trailer, then there's no commerce being done. You're just crossing the truck. So with your permission, if you guys want to ask us something, we'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
Well, Tito, well, first of all, we want to thank you for your business, but at the same time, you know, we made a commitment to try to, you know, bring some of these rates down a little bit, and albeit 50 cents may not be a whole lot to a lot of people.
But it's a start.
It is when you're crossing 200 or 300 trucks at one time. So I want to thank you. Now, you know, we'd like to do a little bit better, and so we ask you to keep your business in Cameron County and you know, work with us, stay with us, and if we see these numbers go up significantly, then we can, you know, look at some other adjustments, you know, in the future. But we need your help as well. You know,
we're from here, Judge. I mean, we're all taxpayers, and we're voters also. So I mean, we want our business to stay and our money to stay here. You know, because our kids are here. This is where we're going to raise them. So yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. But you got to go to the logic of running a business, and you got to make business decisions also.
No, I know it's a balance, and we do appreciate your business. And like I said, I think the commissioners will share this. You know that we're glad that you're here. We want to keep you here. We don't want you going to our our friends to the west, but I understand business is business. So, we've done all that we can do, and just appreciate your support and your patience over the years, and we'll just hope that we can do a bit better next time.
And we honestly want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts that 50 cents might not be a lot to you guys, but if you multiply it by 300 or 400 crosses a day, it adds up.
It's significant, yeah. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I had a motion, a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item 21, consideration and adoption of the budgets for the Cameron County General Fund, the Special Road and Bridge Fund, the Law Library Fund, the Employee Benefits Fund, the Debt Services Fund, the International Toll Bridge System Funds, the Park System Funds, the Airport Funds for the fiscal year 2007-2008. Anything special from the last time?
No, Judge. Just what's included in here is, of course, the $1,000 increase per slot per individual, the $8 per hour minimum wage, of course, the increase in jail overtime, the maintenance projects, the constable's secretarial positions that the court had wished to implement, the JP, converting the part-timers to full-time, the new position for the JP 5-1, the county clerk position for the San Benito Annex, and the converting of the part-timers, or the half slot between his and the tax office, the supplemental funding for the psychiatrist that's in the juvenile probation, and the new juvenile probation officer. One position. What's included there. It does include the half-cent reduction in the total tax rate, and with shifting the half-cent, did provide for this next fiscal year over $880,000 in additional monies for road materials.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatsa, second by Commissioner Tamayo. Any further discussion? Just a couple of comments. First of all, I want to thank the Commissioners Court and all the department heads and elected officials for participating in this budget. It was a difficult one, but we did it without a whole lot of blood being spilled, and I'm just very appreciative of the cooperation that we got from everybody. A lot of the requests that we approved were reasonable requests. Some were not so reasonable. But for the most part, I think everybody came together and we adopted a good budget, able to save the taxpayers a little bit of money, reduce truck, crossing rates just a tad. But in essence, we believe it's a good budget. We're able to provide salary increases to all county employees and grant-funded employees as well. So we did a lot of things that a lot of us probably didn't think we could do. But Javier, thank you for your work. And all your diligence, and Pete, also you and your staff, for everybody. So, again, thank everybody for coming together with this budget. Okay, I had a motion, a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item 22, consideration possible action on the ratification of the property tax increase reflected in the budget. Just explain what the property tax increase means, because we did have a reduction in the tax rate.
Correct. Judge and Commissioners, this is actually a new requirement that became effective September 1st, I guess for public information or public notice. Anything when a court adopts a tax rate that is in excess of the effective rate, this separate action must be taken. And in the backup, I did include the language that's part of the House bill that was passed. So I guess its intent is just to notify the public that the tax rate that is adopted is above the effective rate. So in that sense, the property tax increase is true, while we did reduce our current tax rate by ½ cent, but it is a requirement.
All right. Thank you, Javier, for the explanation. Motion by Commissioner Gatsa. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner Tamayo. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Item 23, consideration and action setting the tax rate for the fiscal year 2007-2008 at .343191 for every $100 valuation in accordance with the attached order for tax rate. And that's what you just touched on right now, that we reduced the overall tax rate by ½ penny. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Well, In the backup, there's specific language that has to be read by the individual making the motion.
Okay, do I hear, okay, then you need to read it.
Yes. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you. I was already turning pages.
In the background information, the motion has to be stated as
You have to read the
typed.
motion.
Oh, I have to read the motion, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
by statute.
Make a motion that the tax rate for the fiscal year 2007-2008 at 0.343191 per every $100 valuation.
The background information on the bottom, where it says
Oh.
I move, right there on the front page, where it says I move.
Okay.
He actually put I.
Oh, you actually put it, and so
Yeah,
I
you
have to read it
has to be
exactly the way
stated
you
as
have it.
such, yeah.
Oh, I'm not used to having people tell me
Oh.
exactly what to say. I move that property taxes be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.343191 per every $100 valuation.
Okay, a motion by Commissioner Tamayo. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gatsa. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries.
Okay, I need to read the actual tax rate broken down.
Go for it.
To the minute, so bear with me. This will be, all these tax rates will be per every $100 valuation. Excuse me. The general fund is .260544. Special road and bridge and maintenance fund, .035609. Lease equipment financing tax pledge, .011135, for total M&O funds of .307288. For the debt service interest and sinking funds, unlimited tax road bonds, 1994 road bonds, .001385, 1995 road bonds, .001508, 2002 road bonds, .000574, 2005 road bonds, .000856, for total unlimited tax road bonds of .004323. Limited tax road bonds, 2005 refunding certificates of obligation, .009140, 2005 certificates of obligation, .005907, 2004 certificates of obligation, .002143, 2004 refunding certificates of obligation, .006817, and 2000 certificates of obligation, .007573, for the total limited tax bonds of .031580. Total interest and sinking funds is .035903 for a total tax rate of .343191. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Thank you, Javier. Item 24, discussion and possible action regarding an interlocal agreement between Cameron County and the Brownsville Public Utilities Board.
Judge and Commissioners, PUB through a grant is improving utility lines on Alaska Road, in that entire subdivision. And in their scope with their contractor, they did not include repaving or reconstructing the entire street. Actually, their scope just included a patch. And going over there with our Public Works Director and the contractor, Public Works Director right away told me that, that street was not gonna hold just with patch. So I talked to PUB and the contractor, and we negotiated an amount of materials that the county can provide to PUB, and PUB willing to get their contractor to reconstruct the entire street from Brownie Road to Oklahoma Road. It's about a 0.9 of a mile stretch.
I move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Wood, second by Commissioner Benavides to approve the interlocal agreement between Cameron County and Brownsville PUB. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Please note my abstention. Okay, item 26, consideration approval of release and substitution of collateral at Texas State Bank.
It's a procedure that we do just to inform you all that this is taking place.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Tamayo, second by Commissioner Benavides. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.